one part of Wappingers Creek, one of the streams that is in Stanford that belongs to the town. I asked Carolyn Clocker to email information about it. She shows a picture of the little temperature logger, they call it, but the little piece of equipment that would go in the stream. The reason I put it in your boxes and I'm bringing it up today is because they'd like to start in June. They're requesting permission to access the stream during the months of June, July, August, and September. I spoke with Lisa Kilmer, who is the chair of the CAC. She said they haven't had a chance to discuss it at the CAC, but she didn't see anything wrong with it personally. She and Cornell Cooperative Extension don't seem to know exactly how they're going to use the information. I mean, if they find temperatures going up, it certainly would have some implications in terms of fish and the life in the stream. Can't be a bad thing to collect data and just to have it. They will not step foot on the property until they have insurance provided by both organizations, the Cooperative Extension and Trout Unlimited.
Do you want me to give a brief little something, Virginia?
Yes, sure.
We're still working on a memorandum of understanding, so we have to work that out. But basically, we're trying to get some baseline data on flow and temperature. And there's other things you can do, but what it is like this button looks like a little battery. And it was invented to put inside chickens after they slaughtered them. And they were taking them to supermarkets and stuff so that they could then you download the temperature and you see if the chicken stayed to temperature. It's a good thing. It's a public health thing, but there's other applications for it. And this is the one thing is you can get like 2 or 3 weeks of data every hour, however you program this thing. So it records a temperature over time, and then you can download that. We're just trying to get some baseline data for the whole Wappingers Creek and its tributaries. And because thermal pollution is a big thing for aquatic insects and trout, and so until we have to work out that memorandum of understanding, which is pretty close, and then provide the insurance and everything. But I don't think it's a dangerous thing or anything. You know, we just want to.
They have asked if we could approve it with the understanding that they would have to provide insurance and that they would come up with a memorandum of understanding between the two agencies, the two groups. Does that seem we can do that?
We can do that.
All right.
Well, we're just getting this today, right?
Yeah, they would like to start in June, though. So if we could give them permission, based on the fact that they would have insurance, that there would be an understanding between the two groups, and really knowing that all they're going to do is put a little button like that in the stream.
Well, what's the memorandum of understanding for then?
Because we're separate organizations, kind of like what our responsibilities are. Like we purchase some stuff, and what the WIC or the Cornell Cooperative's responsibilities are.
Trout Unlimited.
Full insurance and stuff like that.
You work for Trout Unlimited?
Yeah, just so it's in writing.
Well, work for them.
Yeah.
He's part of Trout Unlimited, yes.
So it's so that there's no, you guys write contracts and everything. So it's just so that there's everything's clear from the beginning. Huh?
There's no ambiguity between it.
Right.
So that each group knows what their responsibilities are and what they're going to be doing. There's no cost to the town.
Is there a liability issue? If somebody slips on a wet rock or something?
That's why there's insurance.
That's what they're...
They will have insurance.
Yeah, okay.
They will have insurance for that. And they won't come onto the property until they have their insurance. I mean, if we voted for this today to say this sounds like an interesting thing for them to do. They have to, before they come onto the town property, they have to have their memorandum of understanding, and they have to have insurance. They have to provide proof of that to us, yes.
Conditions.
They have to provide proofs of those things to us, to the town.
Okay.
All right, so would you like to, I'd make a motion, we approve the study? I just want to see exactly where they're saying they're going to put it.
It's the Willowbrook.
Interested in the Willow Brook, which meets the Wappinger Creek on the town of Stanford property located on Salt Point Turnpike. And they would put, I don't know how many buttons, one little button.
Contingent on all those?
Contingent on their providing a memorandum of understanding between Cornell Cooperative Extension, Dutchess County, and Trout Unlimited.
And insurance certificate.
And insurance certificate.
Of course.
Mhm. So,
I second.
all those in favor? Okay. The next thing on the agenda is the park grant. Now, Bill did think about this. He said we can approve an amount not to exceed a number. For those of you here, there was a grant opportunity for Parks and Development, and Sue Blouse said that our rec could use an ultraviolet filter, which would cut down on the amount of chlorine that's needed to be used and would make it better for the children or anybody who goes there. Chris, you know the amount of what the filter would
Morris
cost?
didn't get back to me.
Hmm?
Morris didn't get back to me.
I didn't hear you.
Morris Associates did not get returned.
They didn't get back to you. All right, then it's a little hard to even do anything about this if we have no numbers. I mean, the grant writer did come in. The reason we're talking about it now, it seems a little unclear, was because the grant would have to be in, the deadline is July the 12th, which is pretty short for grants. He did list his costs, which would be $1,400 and then $175, so the total would be $1,575 for him to write the grant, as far as I understand, to do the work and write the grant. I don't know how much we would ask for, because we don't know the cost of the equipment.
And there were some other things in there, too. They were.
Yeah, so maybe we need to just let this go, and if we can get more specific, we could set a special meeting to discuss this when it makes more sense. And we have some content. Okay. The next item on the agenda is renewing the sheriff's contract. And Bill has addressed the fact that, and it is in the old contract. You all have a copy of it that simply rolls over. We can amend the administrative fees and the mileage fees.
If I could just maybe explain. We have an annual contract with the sheriff. It is based on the sheriff's charges